Welcome back to the New Hope Alliance Nation. I'm Rick, and as always, we're here to talk about the things that matter most to our community. We want to talk about bringing hope, finding solutions, and lifting each other up. Today, we're focusing our attention on a specific and devastating crisis that continues to shake families and communities across the country, the opioid epidemic. Whether it starts with a prescription or a sports injury, dental surgery, or through illicitly manufactured fentanyl flooding our streets, opioids has touched nearly every corner of our society. Behind every news headline about rising numbers is a son, a daughter, a parent, a neighbor, and today we want to talk about that openly, without shame and without judgment. Over the next minutes or so, we're going to break down the realities of the opioid crisis, look at why these substances are so dangerous, and arm you with practical tools like carrying naloxone that can mean the difference between life and death. Let's be clear about what we're dealing with. Opioids, which include prescription painkillers, heroin, and synthetic variants like fentanyl, change how the brain and the body communicate. Because of the sheer potency of synthetic opioids today, a single pill can turn fatal in minutes. It's a medical emergency, and it requires a medical response, not a moral judgment. Let's dive into the three critical things every single one of us need to understand and act on today. First, we have to talk about how the landscape has drastically shifted. Years ago, substance use looked very different. Today, the conversation has to center around fentanyl. Fentanyl is a synthetic opioid that is 50 times stronger than heroin and 100 times stronger than morphine. Because it is cheap to produce, it is being heavily mixed into other illicit drugs. Counterfeit prescription pills like fake Xanax or Percocet, and street drugs, often without the person taking them even having an idea that it's in there. That means accidental exposure is a very real risk. It impacts our youth, people experimenting, recreational users, and families who never thought this world would touch them. Awareness starts with knowing that what someone thinks that they're taking may not be actually what's in that pill. We can't afford to be naive about what's out there. Second, because the risk is so high, having naloxone, commonly known by the brand name Narcan, on hand is non-negotiable anymore. Naloxone is a safe, easy-to-use nasal spray that can rapidly reverse opioid use by blocking the effects of opioids on the brain and restoring normal breathing. It cannot harm someone if they aren't actually overdosing on an opioid, making it completely safe to administer if you're unsure. Think of it like this: a fire extinguisher or first aid kit. You pray you never have to pull it off the wall or pull it out of the glove box, but if smoke starts pouring out, you want to know it's right there. You can get naloxone at your local pharmacies, often over the counter and without a prescription. Carrying it doesn't enable a problem. It preserves a life so that person has tomorrow to seek help. Third, we have to know what an opioid overdose actually looks like because seconds count. If you see someone who is unresponsive and won't wake up, look for these critical signs: slow, shallow, stopped breathing, choking, gasping, or making a deep gurgling sound, often called the death rattle, a limp body posture, fingernails or lips turning blue, purple, or gray. If you suspect an overdose, try to wake them up and call 911 immediately. Administer Narcan if you have it, and please remember, the Good Samaritan laws in all 50 states exist to protect you legally. In most places, if you call emergency medical help during an overdose, you are protected from being arrested or prosecuted for low-level drug possession. Never let the fear of getting in trouble stop you from making that call that saves a life. As I wrap this up, I want to leave you with a direct call to action. Let's trade fear for preparedness. This week, find out where you can get a box of Narcan to keep in your home or vehicle. Talk to your teenagers, talk to your friends, and make sure people around you know that help is available. If you or someone you love is struggling with an opioid addiction, please reach out. You can connect with the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. That helpline number is 1-800-662-HELP, or call or text 988 for immediate crisis support. Thank you for leaning into this heavy topic with an open heart today. We are an alliance, and no one has to fight this alone. Until next time, this is New Hope Alliance Nation signing off.